We got Tagir Ulanbekov, tried and true vet, taking on sort of young up-and-comer Clayton Carpenter. Tagir Ulanbekov, dominant come-forward wrestler. He's got decent striking. He's got a nice jab. Right behind that jab is a takedown attempt. All 4 of his UFC wins were grapple-heavy. 12 takedowns and 2 submissions. The only real complaint I have for Tagir is his takedown defense. We saw that get a little bit exposed when Tim Elliott fought him, and any other super high-level wrestlers may have the same success. He is coming off that canceled fight against Josh Van, which didn't happen because Tagir missed weight. He was holding his stomach. He was creeping off the stage, and then that whole fight got canceled. He's taking on young up-and-comer Clayton Carpenter. Clayton Carpenter's a slick grappler in his own right. He'll take wild chances hunting for submissions. He's a fast-paced guy. He rushes forward. He immediately sets that tone. He's always hunting for a finish, and even though he only has 8 fights as a professional, he's got a ton of competition experience. He was competing since he was a teenager all over the world. He's coming off that submission win over Lucas Rocha, where the wrestling and the control were great, but it was clear that this guy needs a little bit of striking. This is a fun matchup. I don't know what the fight order is going to be. We're breaking this down nice and early. If it kicks off the card, then it's going to set the tone for the rest of the card. Tagir is a massive step up compared to Clayton's previous opponents. But as I mentioned, Tagir can struggle with takedown defense. If Clayton comes in, if he sets the wrestling tone immediately, he can definitely have some success. The same exact success that Tim Elliott did. I do think Tagir, though, is a little too experienced, a little too well-rounded, and just a touch better everywhere. So Tagir is going to be the pick. These odds are super wide. You can see he's a minus 230 favorite. I do not think that's the appropriate line because we've seen Tagir get taken down, and we don't quite know how good Clayton Carpenter is yet. Breaking down undefeated guys is tough, especially young undefeated guys. If you get an undefeated guy like a John Jones, essentially, you get an undefeated guy like a Khabib later in their career, already fought some great people, then you can trust that, But you get these young up-and-comers, we might get a Walter Walker situation where he comes out looking like a bag of mashed potatoes and can't get a takedown. Or he can be Peyton Talbot in the future. I don't know yet, so I'm probably going to avoid this fight. This line is way too far. If we were closer to even money, Tagir would make some sense. Maybe a plus 3.5. I have that circled here on my chart. If you don't know what that is, you're buying points on the judge's scorecard. You're betting the spread. If Clayton Carpenter can win one single round, I know I said Clayton Carpenter, I know I said that, and then I just pushed through so you didn't even notice. That's the key to all of this. You say it with Clayton Carpenter, and they just kept moving. Nobody noticed. Not a single person noticed. You still didn't notice. If Clayton Carpenter can win one single round, then we can do pretty well here. So we'll see when those props drop. Right now, Tagir's going to be the pick. These odds are pretty wide.